I want to add one other perspective around ESG. A big topic these days is, is the private market industry hiding behind, for instance, a lack of reporting, a lack of transparency? Is it arbitraging the system? And I would tell you, first of all, I think the contrary is actually true. I always joke internally, we are probably the most regulated private markets firm in the world because we have a lot of wealth management products also in the US, in the UK, in Asia. And there's probably more reporting we have to do for our portfolio companies than most public companies would do for their subsidiaries. So I think the pendulum has actually swung to another extreme here. But maybe that's not so relevant. I think what happens today is a bit of finding process. It reminds me a little bit of the differences in accounting standards in the 90s, where there is over time a convergence taking place between public and private markets, between the different regions. And so I think that's the process we're in. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. Private markets will be a super clean place, and there will certainly be no merits here in doing something bad on the ESG side. And there's no ability to hide. Maybe more relevant than the question of reporting, I think, is how you actually run these businesses. As private markets become the stewards of the real economy, there will be much, much more attention and focus on how do employees of these companies actually feel about their owners. And I think that will change. I think the focus will be not just on financial returns, like arguably there was 10, 15, 20 years ago, and much more around what kind of business you build and how happy are actually these employees. We launched our own stakeholder benefits program end of 19, exactly with this idea to do that. We made a commitment to reinvest up to 10% of EBITDA growth or earnings growth in employees. Financial participation, benefit plans, care for families, development, things like that. And I know a number of other groups like Ownership Works have in the meantime followed. And so I think you will see a big focus of that, and people will measure managers by the way they run these firms.